So here's the little bracket I just made. It offsets the pick points here, so this thing kind of hangs straight. Before I was just screwing the eye bolt into the T-slot nut, and it kind of hung at an angle. Now this chuck isn't that heavy, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but this is easy enough to make, and it just makes for a nicer hanging experience, right? Let's clean this puppy out. Give it a little jolt to the magic sauce here. Now these things sit on the shelf, you know, and they collect dust and chips and whatnot, so you need to always clean them out real good before you put them on. All right. Close. Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to just talk about quickly is this, we used to make these all the time. This is just made out of 3/8 rod here, and I'll show making one of these. Very handy to have around for little quick stuff like this. These will actually pick up a pretty significant amount of weight without straightening out. Anyway, good to have around. Okay, so we got the forge jaw mounted now, and what we want to do is set this up for the eccentric. So there's a couple ways you can do that. I don't know. I don't want to talk about every one of them. I'm going to talk about the way I'm going to do it. So let's just get this thing close to start with here. 3.5. So I got to open it up a bit. So what I want to do is kind of start from a known position here. And I'm using my little 10 millimeter snap-on socket there, square socket, and then I'll use the big wrench that I made when I get 4 1/4, a little more. Okay, that's pretty close. All right, let's do the others. Now, Adam, don't laugh at me too much. I'm not I don't use forge jaws all the time, so buddy, give me a break. Adam's so good at these things, you know, because that's what he uses all the time. Okay, so I'm pretty close there. So what I want to do now is I just want to close it down. I want to start kind of in the center. Now I don't have to dial it in or anything like that. Let's see. Mr. Wizard, get it in there. Okay. Now I'm kind of clamped. So we have to come up to this shoulder, so I need a little bit sticking out there like that. Now this is going to take a while because I have to indicate it this way, and I have to indicate it for the eccentric. Okay. All right, so that's not looking bad there. Let me run these down until they just touch. Okay, so we're touching on all 4 jaws, and I'll spin it. Okay, and it's not too bad. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to I know the amount that I'm going to offset it, which is 300 and the eccentric offset here from the center point is 344 thousandths. That's about, I don't know, 8 3/4 millimeters, something like that, offset. But I want to measure it, so I'll show you how you can set it up accurately. Okay. Now you can put a little piece across here, and you can mark it, and then kind of pick up the mark and move it over that way. But we're going to measure off of this guy right here. Okay. Because what we're looking for is a total amount of run out, and that will tell us that we have the right amount of eccentric offset. Okay, now there's no other orienting features on this thing, so if we see the right amount of run out, then the eccentric is correct. Okay, now if this was a square and we had to be offset a particular amount from one of those faces, that's a different game. Okay, so actually let me back up here. This was a little too close here. I got to stick it out a little bit farther here. I might as well kind of keep it close here. Now I got copper jaws in here because these have these super gnarly califragilistic jaws on them. Okay. All right. So that ought to be pretty good. Okay. So now what we're gonna do? Yeah. Okay. I like that. Let's get an indicator up here, and I'll move the camera a little bit. We'll get an indicator up here, and then we'll look at the the offset next. Okay, so what we're going to do here, you see, it's got a little bit of run out, but that's not enough to bother me right now. And we're going to make it run out more. So what I want to do is I want to get my initial rough setting. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, and let me double check and make sure you guys can see all that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open one of these jaws here, like so, and then I'm just going to use my scale, and I'm going to open it up approximately the amount of the offset, which is about like that. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this around. Flip this around. Okay, so that's now my kind of reference now. Okay, so I'm going to loosen that one just slightly. So now I'm going to come up against that one, and then I'll catch it again, and then I'm going to push this one over to it, like so. Okay. All right. And we'll get a little bit of snugging going on there. I don't need a lot right now. This is just the initial stages here. All right, so now you can see. Okay, so now we're going to get an indicator on here. We'll take a measurement and see where we're at, and then push it over that to get to our number. Okay, so I think this is this looks like the spot, what I would call the farthest away spot here. So we're just going to set that against that. Like so. And I'm using my little, let's see here. Oh, duh. Mr. Wizard, you can use the cross slide to tune it. Okay. So let's see what we got there. Alright, so 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. 50, 80, 90. Oop, uh-oh, clank. So we don't want to clobber the indicator, so let's scoot that out a little bit. Alright. Let's go back to our spot there. Push up. Looks like it's kind of on center there. Okay, we'll go down a little bit. Catch that outer edge. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, there's our low. 600. So a little over. Oop, God dang it. This indicator is. Let me come in at a little angle there. Maybe that'll help. Let's check for indicator clearance first, eh? Okay, that looks pretty good. 500, 600, 700. 50. So we're about 750 offset, and we're looking for 688. Okay, so we have too much offset in it right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to push it away from us a little bit. And yeah, okay, I'm going to have to back this one here. Back that one a little bit. I'll come in on this one. 750. That's almost 700 there. Back that a little more. Okay, so that's 700. That's 690. Okay, let's work with that a little bit. Start getting it a little bit snugged up. Okay, now we gotta go. Okay, there's our high right there. So we gotta go a little more in this direction and slacken this one a little bit. Find that high right there. And we're 690, that's pretty close. Actually, you know what? I need to reset the 0 here, Mr. Wizard. That's 630. Okay, well, you can see this is going to take a little while here. So that means I need more offset. So let's back that one just a little. Take that one up. Okay, 640. Let's just crank on that one a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh, I wasn't even touching. 660. Slacken that one a little bit. Let's push this one out. $672. Crack that one. Oh, check your 0, dumbbell. All right. All right, so we're 720. Okay. So that means we gotta go away. Back that up. Slacken. And tight. Let's try that. Okay, there's our 0. 30. Okay, that's right at 700 now. Alright, so loosen this one just a little bit. Tighten that one just a little bit. Okay. Alright, so that's 89? 689 offset. All right, so what I want to do now, I think, is indicate the face a little bit. I'll tap it around and get that squared up, and then I'll come back and I'll have to go back and forth a couple of times. All right, so I got a different indicator in here. All right, that's our high. We're going to try Herb's hammer out here. Ah. Come on, you little peckerwood. Hey, this is where a backing plate for this would really work good. So, but I don't have one for my forge up. All right, hold on a second. All right, so I fussed around with it for a little bit. The face, all I can get is about it's just a hair under a thou, and then let's. You know, I haven't checked the the big run out here for a while. Let's do that. Find the oh yeah, somebody got lucky. That was pure luck putting it that close. All right, so there's my 0, 6, 80. Okay, I'm off a little bit. I need to jack it over a little bit, a few thousandths. So I'm gonna slacken this high just a whisker. Crank that low. Find that 0 again, because that's burnt. That's confusing because the 0 shifts at the same time. So, all right, that's pretty damn close. Let's check the 0. 0's okay. Let's see if we can tighten that blow just a little more. Right, yeah, that pushes it over. Okay, we get a little bit out of it. All right, I'm calling that. All right, one more check on the face. And then this thing's all crazy here where it goes. So what is that? 1. All right. 1.5. A little whisker less than 2. I think that's okay. You can chase this thing around all day, I think. But all right. So we're going to turn the eccentric now. Alright, so I got the 6 jaw back on here. We're going to face this back side here. Alright, and we're going to use our spider, but we're going to just turn it around, I think. Let's see if we can get a grip on this thing. Looks pretty good. So it's sticking out from the jaws a little bit so we can face it off. Okay, put a little gronk on that. Seat that down. That thing's not rattling. Okay, then we'll face that off to thickness, and we're going to call that one done. Sneak it in there. Another 37 thousandths to go. 25. Okay, that's it. Now the mill work. Okay, so we got our Wabble. You guys are messing me up, man. This Wabble Eccentric off of the lathe. Okay, and we did all the turning there. So now we're going to do some mill work here. And what happens now to finish this thing up is it gets a slot across this face here, and this goes down about I believe it's 1/8 of an inch. And this is basically a big drive key that engages this and drives this this eccentric. So we're going to mill that slot. So we're going to use our V soft jaws here, and rag. Oh well. We're going to use our V soft jaws here, and then we're just going to put it up against the little stop there. You know, you can take these out and bolt them in if you want, but for this job here, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put them in like so on a couple of parallels. I think these are tall enough. Like that. And I'm going to bring you in closer here in a sec because we're going to do something. So what we want to do is, it's not necessary for the function of this, but being workmanlike, what we want to do is we want to orient this slot with the eccentric, just because it's not very hard to do, and it's just a good idea because it's just a good idea. Okay, I don't have a reason. It's just a good habit to get into. If you can line something up with something else, and it's not, you don't have to do a lot of work to get it, then it's a good idea generally. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do it. So I'll bring the camera in a little closer, then we'll we'll set that up. Okay, so let's get the indicator on here. We're just going to use a test indicator for this one here. If I can get it oriented right here. Like that. So all I'm using this for is just a kind of a pointer here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, oops, I'm going to drop my parallels. Just kind of hold this whole mess together, and then I'm going to rotate this. So I'm pushing up against the back jaw there. Let's see, can you see all? Yeah, you can see all that. And I'm just going to rotate this and sweep it. And what I'm looking for is, I'm looking. I'm going to run out of indicator travel there. That's what I want. So if I rotate it backwards, my parallels fall down. All right, so I'm holding the jaw against the stop there, and then I'm just going to rotate this through. And what I'm looking for is that turnaround point right there. Let's do it again. Right there. Okay, I'm going to hold the whole mess together and down. And it's pushing this in now a little bit, so that's okay though. Get this clamped. All right, and I'll tap this down just slightly. Okay, I think, whoops. We're all happy now. That looks pretty good. Okay, so don't pay attention to the felt or the Sharpie marks there. I was just sweeping this to find the farthest eccentric in that direction. So now we'll pick up this bore so that we're on center with that, and then we'll mill our flat key in there. Alright, that'll work. Zero up. Alright, let's get that out of there. Alright, so let me get the drawing. I don't want to screw it up at this point. Got a fair amount of work in this thing. Alright, so we're going to use a adjustable parallel here to measure our slot progress. Get it in there nice and tight. And then use a micrometer here. Over that, I'll use it as a transfer. So what do we got? 9. It's hard to read upside down. What do we got? 972 even. 972 even. Okay, great. Just what we want. Small. Okay, and then we'll open her up. So I don't forget. 972. was doing the floor also, getting that closer to the depth. Drop down to my my finished depth and come out to my finished number. Let's get a measurement. Wrong way there. Oh, come on, a little peckerwood. So one nice thing about doing it this way here is you get you're gauging the kind of the average of the slot there. You know, it's something that's physically fitting in there, right? Because that's what we're doing, and we want to fit a key to that. What do we got there? 10015. Freaking mile off, huh? One 10016. Oh my God! Scrap it. Okay, I'll do the other side. Okay, so we got it out of the got it out of the vise there. We do a little. I deburred this one already here. I'm gonna do this other slot here. I'm just gonna. This is pretty hard bronze, and you'll hear it here in a second. I'm not going to use a scraper because on hard bronze they tend to chatter and leave a nasty little finish there. But you can hear the swish. So, and I'm pushing pretty hard here on this file. I'm just going to put a little edge break on that. And then this file has a safe edge on it, so I'm just going to lay that down in there and knock this corner off, because this is coming out into a round like that is kind of a sharp corner. So I'm just going to kind of work my way around that. And then do the same on this other side. Hopefully I'm not jumping out of the frame there. So you should have a couple files around that have a safe edge on them. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now this inner edge is curved here, so I'm going to use a different file in there, and that's this this oval Swiss pattern here. This is a Grobit, I think. So I'm just going to kind of break that edge in there. And you can hear it, that stuff's pretty hard. And your fingers are your best gauge on this stuff, you know. If it feels like you'd wouldn't mind having it down your underwear, then it's probably good deburring. So anyway, and then I'm just going to kind of draw a file along these edges very carefully to kind of break them. And my finger, I don't know if you can see that, but my finger's kind of resting on there as a guide. Oh yeah, that's better. And around that corner. corner a little bit. All right, feeling pretty tasty there. Okay, and you can rotate the part so you can access it better so that you're working in a comfortable position. You know, you can make a breaker job with deburring, and I always tended to rush it a little bit myself because I didn't particularly. See, you're talking and yapping, and that's the kind of stuff that happens. You slip out of there. So anyway, no big. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead, guys. All right, we'll go pop it in the hole and show what it looks like. All right. All right, so I have to make some keys. The keys actually mount on the hand wheel, and the hand wheel engages this. And when you turn the hand wheel, it's going to rotate this member, and then this inner part of the gear will do this, and then the output is this gear here. Anyway, Bronze Eccentric. Thanks for watching.